Hello, and welcome to Wayne County Public Library's Internet Awareness Series brought to you by Google, Be Internet Awesome. This five-part presentation will focus on sharing tips, ideas, and activities that will help you stay smart, alert, strong, kind, and brave on the web. This video is part of the library's LEAD initiative, which is a collaboration of the American Library and Public Library Associations. The initiative aims to ensure public libraries across the nation receive ongoing access to resources to help everyone across America grow their skills, careers, and businesses. Libraries Lead is sponsored by Google. Today, we'll learn how to be internet strong and to secure your secrets. Take responsibility for protecting important information, craft a unique and memorable password, and create a strong password by combining characters, numbers, and symbols. Pillar 3 is to secure your secrets. The security of your information, accounts, and devices is just as important as your privacy. Strong passwords and the commitment not to share them are vital to protecting your family's devices, identities, reputations, and relationships. Here are some tips to help you be internet strong. Tip number 1, create a strong password. Choose at least 8 characters and use combinations of letters, uppercase and lowercase, numbers, and symbols. Tip 2, switch it up. Use a different password for each of your important accounts. Tip 3, get creative. Don't use a password that's easy to guess, like your nickname, just the name of your school, favorite basketball team, a string of numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. And definitely don't use the word password. Tip 4, avoid getting personal. Don't use personal information, name, address, email, phone number, social security number, mother's maiden name, birth dates, etc., or common words in your password. Tip 5, don't hesitate to change your password. Immediately change your password if you know or believe it may be known by someone other than a trusted adult. Our goals for this lesson are to understand why digital security matters and how to make it happen, and to learn how to create strong passwords. Did you know that in 2017, the top 2 passwords people used were 123456 and password? Passwords protect our personal safety, devices, identities, reputations, and relationships, and weak ones make it easy for criminals to get our information. One of the most fundamental things we can teach our kids is how to create strong passwords. The best tips for making and keeping our passwords strong are to make them memorable but avoid using personal information like birthdays or pets' names. Use a mix of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, symbols, and numbers. Replace letters with symbols, like this. This has a dual advantage. It keeps the password itself easy to remember while making it harder for a program to crack. 8 or more characters, the longer the better. Switch them up. Don't use the same password on a bunch of different sites and devices, but you can create different variations of the same password for different accounts. Always use screen locks on your devices. Consider using a password manager, an app or tool that keeps track of your passwords in case you forget one or two. Most current browsers have a security feature that will do this for you. Here's some vocabulary for this lesson. Security is protecting people's devices and the software and information on them. Password or passcode is a secret combination of letters, numbers, and symbols used to access something. It may take different forms. For example, you may have a 4-digit number-only code that you use to lock your phone or tablet, or a more complex password for your email, social media, or bank account. In general, you should make your passwords as complex as you can while still being able to remember them. Two-step verification, also called two-factor verification and two-step authentication, is a security process that requires not only a password and username, but also something that you, and only you, physically have in order to make it harder for potential intruders to gain access to or steal a person's data or identity. An example would be an account that requires you to input a time-sensitive code it sends your phone or email after you've entered your password. Encryption is a process that helps protect information, like the messages you send online, by scrambling the data and make it difficult to decode. Complexity, the goal when creating a secure password. A password is considered complex when it has a mix of numbers, special characters, like the $ or ampersand, and both lower and uppercase letters. Length, the number of characters, also increases complexity. A hacker is a person who uses computers to gain unauthorized access to other people's or organizations' devices and data. If you want to try making a strong password together, try this family activity. A note before you start the activity: this is an exercise for the whole family, but we recommend that you make the password a pretend one. Why? Because it's a good idea to get used to the idea that passwords are not to be shared. Period. Not with BFFs, first cousins, or even immediate family members. They're personal. They safeguard permissions for some people, like parents, and not for others, like kids. They also protect you from others pranking you, impersonating you, using your device to embarrass you, or creating fake profiles about you. Now, on to the activity. First, think of a fun phrase or an event that you can remember. It could be your family's favorite film, a children's book, when and from what high school one of your kids may graduate from, etc. Example: Ethan T. Rex will graduate from George Washington School in 2023. Second, use the first letter from some or all the words in the phrase or title, with that example on screen. Third, change some of the letters into numbers and some into symbols, also with that example on screen. And fourth, modify it further by making some of the letters uppercase and some lowercase, with that example on screen. Do you see how it's changed since we started? There you go. You created a super strong password together. Everybody commit to making their passwords rock solid, reviewing them regularly, and not sharing them with anyone. If you share devices, decide who owns which device and its password. When someone wants to use a device that isn't theirs, they need to ask the owner to unlock it. Here are more resources for you. Now that you've learned how to safeguard your information, let's see if you've got what it takes to be strong online. Mayday! The Tower of Treasure is unlocked, leaving the Internet's valuables like contact info and private messages at high risk. Outrun the hacker and build a fortress with strong passwords to secure your secrets once and for all. Open up a web browser on your desktop or mobile device and visit Tower of Treasure. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next week's video on Pillar 4, It's Cool to Be Kind, where you'll learn how to take the high road